Australia is about to have what's called a productivity roundtable run by your Labor government with all of their crooked mates in there. And do you know what's going to come out of it? Let me explain. In 2022, your Labor government had what's called a jobs summit, where they got all the big corporate employers across the country into a room, and then they had a big meeting about it, and they decided to import millions of people. That's what came out of it. The Jobs Summit was all about importing millions of people to prop up the population Ponzi and the housing market in Australia. But when they say they're going to do something like this, you've got to read between the lines and look at it for what it really is. And what is this? What is a productivity increase? What it really means is importing more people. That will be the main topic of conversation here. Importing more people to fill the skills shortage that's hindering productivity in this country. If we import more people with skills, then we can solve our skills shortage and then we can increase our productivity. But what they fail to mention is that by importing more people, you also exacerbate the housing shortage. We currently have a housing crisis because we imported too many people, but we're going to solve our productivity crisis by importing more people. And on the back of wiping out the future of your younger generation in this country, they're also going to increase the GST. I guarantee we end up with a 15% GST. This Labor government hates small business. They have zero interest in trying to increase productivity of small businesses in this country. I'll tell you they're going to import 1 million Indians from the subcontinent to help you find more labour for your business. But what they're actually doing is propping up the GDP Ponzi. And these mofos have no shame about it whatsoever. It'll be nothing more than import more people and whack up taxes. That's all that's going to come out of it. Not going to be any reduction in any red tape, regulation, or hindrances to actually being productive in this country. There'll be no incentives for small business. Everything that comes out of this will be about that and that alone. Increasing taxes and increasing the amount of people here. That's all you've got to look forward to, Australia. I'll let Mark Boris give you 60 seconds on this.
I noticed the Prime Minister, right this very day whilst you and I are recording this podcast, is actually launching something today, actually, where he's calling on private enterprise, small business owners to do more for our economy. And prior to you coming in here, I had a couple in here who's just closed down their business. You know, they're one of the statistics that we keep reading about in terms of they're not bankrupt, but they've closed the business down, business closing in Australia. Yeah. And they're a New South Wales couple running a restaurant, hospitality, usual story. Think about the Prime Minister saying private enterprise. You're in private enterprise. You work for yourself.
Yeah. Mark Boris is being way too kind there. My response back to the PM if I was talking to him would be, are you fucking delusional? Are you delusional? Are you like low in IQ, which we know he is anyway? You must be completely and utterly disconnected if you think small business is going to be able to increase productivity in this country and pull just a little bit harder to drag the country forward while we see record numbers collapse. Record numbers. It's been years now. We've been screaming at you from the rooftops, but you refuse to listen because all you want to do is import more people so your property portfolio gets fucking more value.